welcome back to my channel. So it's officially October, the weather has become very cold and dreary outside. We've got pumpkins downstairs, I've started to watch the Halloween films, I'm wearing a cozy autumn jumper, and I have done a bit of shopping recently. So today we're going to be doing, in true Fashioneyesta style, a massive collective autumn haul. Now, why have I been spending so much money? Well, A, I got paid, so of course I had some money in my bank, so I was like, I'm gonna go and spend it. But then the other thing was I had a little bit of celebrating to do, and I just fancied going out with my mum and just spending some money. I had some really good news recently, well actually two pieces of good news. The first piece of good news is that I am in a book. I know, it's so weird, it's so crazy, but I'm in a book. I can't quite believe it. So this is a book that I am featured in. It's called The Atlas of Beauty, and it's by someone called Mihaela Norok. This book is absolutely incredible. It's a really inspiring piece of work, and it's from the fruits of labour of many years of hard work and dedication on the photographer's part. So basically the story behind The Atlas of Beauty is that the author, called Mihaela Norok, is a Romanian photographer. She went on a massive tour all across the world to show the sheer diversity of beauty and what it is to be beautiful in different parts of the world, and you see women from all different cultures and all different walks of life, and it's a really inspiring book, and to be featured in it is such an honour. I'm on page 271, so you turn to page 271 and there I am. Look, it's me and my mummy. So there we are. So that's our story. There are plenty of incredible stories in this book. It's such a fantastic project, and I'm so thrilled for Mihaela that she got it published and she got the support that she needed to get it published, and it's been doing so well. I think it's even a bestseller at the moment, which I'm delighted for her because she's an amazing woman and she's a real visionary, and her work is incredible. She is so talented and absolutely jolly good for her. But then the second piece of good news is that I found out on Saturday that I got a distinction in my dissertation for master's degree, which is the highest grade you can get, which means that I have passed my master's degree! I'm getting my degree, I'm graduating in December, I'm so excited. I'm now a master's degree student, I now have a postgraduate degree, so who knows, in the future I could go on to do a PhD if I wanted. The world's my oyster now, so I'm absolutely delighted. So that's the whole good news that I had, and that's kind of the reason why I went out and treated myself, because I finally found out what I got in my master's degree. I was in a book and I was like, I'm going to treat myself because I'm feeling good about myself and I want to buy myself some nice things. I say some, but I've got quite a lot of stuff next to me, but then I haven't done a haul like this in a while, so I think you'll forgive me. But the first place I went into on my shopping spree for the autumn was the Body Shop. Now, I actually haven't been to the Body Shop for quite a while, but I had seen on their Facebook page that they were bringing out a new collection called Vanilla Pumpkin, which sounded amazing. So what I got was a few things from their collection. The first thing I got is the Vanilla Pumpkin Shower Gel, which smells absolutely incredible. Oh my god, this smells absolutely delicious. It just smells like autumn to me. It's the epitome of autumn, and it actually smells like one of my scented candles that I've got that I love. It's such a pretty smell and it just smells absolutely amazing. So I got the shower gel, but then I also got two of the body butters. Now the reason I got two of them was because there was an offer on all of the range of body products in Body Shop, so you could get 3 things for £20, excluding the hand cream. So I decided to get 2 of the body butters just because they were limited edition and I really like the scent, and I really do like the Body Shop body butters, so I know I'm going to get through this quite quickly. My mum will probably end up nicking one of these knowing her, won't you, mum? No. Yeah, no, she will, but I don't mind. Next place I went into, again, I hadn't been there in a while, but I just fancied going in there. I feel like towards the autumn time, I always go back to things like Bath and Body. I always want to get lovely smelling Bath and Body products because I spend a lot of time in the bath and I really want to have hot showers, so I always get lots more things to make me feel and smell nice. So I went to Rituals and I got a couple of things. The first thing I got was one of their body scrubs. This is the Hammam body scrub. Now I love the Ritual of Hammam range because it smells like eucalyptus and rosemary. Now I don't buy this scent all the time, but in the autumn winter time in particular I like this because the eucalyptus and the rosemary are really good if you get sinuses or if you get any blocked noses or congestion. It really helps with that, and I think with the steam of the shower it does help, and I think this is made with sea salt, so it's very exfoliating, but it smells amazing. And for the autumn time I genuinely love this. I think it's probably one of my favourite scented products to use in the shower for this time of year, just because it really does help when I have a cold or any kind of congestion in my sinuses, so I love it for that reason. The next thing I got was quite a indulgent purchase, and it's a set of their scented candles. Now these are the Private collection, they're the incense scented candles. Now I've never actually tried any of the Rituals candles before, so I really wanted to give them a try, just because I've had a thing for scented candles this month. I've bought so many and I just keep hoarding them and keep buying more and more and more and more. It's just becoming a little bit of an obsession of mine. In this set you get 4 really beautiful... Oh my god, oh god, shut the front door. That smells amazing. Oh god, the smell. It smells like an incense in a church. Anyhow, so you get 4 scented candles in here, and the actual packaging is really pretty, and they're a good size as well. They're not like the really small, tiny sizes like you get in other gift sets. These are actually really decent sizes. You'd get quite a lot of burning time out of them. So you get incense, you get black oud, you get woody, vanilla, and then you also get holy smoke. These smell absolutely incredible, and I'm so excited to try them out. If I like any of them, I might buy the big ones, but I've never tried any Rituals candles, so I don't really know how they're going to be, but I've loved so many of their products in the past, so I'm sure I'm probably going to end up loving these. But we'll have a little try and see what we think, and I might do a review on them if I like them as well. I also got a free gift with purchase because I'd spent over 50 quid, and it's the, I can't pronounce the name, it's the Ritual of, I think it's Ayurveda, something like that. I'm not too sure how you pronounce it. They're very exotic names, but suffice to say I've had this range before and it smells like rose and almond oil. So I've got a small size of the body and hair oil and also a wardrobe sachet, so I'm gonna try this out. I think it's really nice you get a little gift as well, and it's quite a nice gift as well to get with a purchase. So that did kind of sway me, because they were like, oh, you get this with a purchase today, and I was like, well, I'm looking at the candles anyway, so I'm gonna buy it, so why not. Now I'm going to move on to clothes and things. Now I got quite a few pairs of boots recently, just because I got rid of quite a few of my old boots because they were a bit scuffed and just a bit tatty looking, and I wanted to get a few new pairs. The first pair of boots I got were from H&M. Now these were an absolute bargain for £15, but they had a offer on for 10% off, I think, and free delivery, so I ended up getting them for £13. These boots are great. They are a Chelsea boot and they are a flat heel. And these are a really nice soft kind of suede-ette material. I don't think they're real suede, but they kind of feel like suede. But I've never actually had a pair of grey boots before, but because I've got a lot of grey accessories this year, and because one of my new handbags that I've bought has got grey embroidery on it, I thought this would be quite nice. And they're a nice flat heel as well, and I do like high heels, but when it's the autumn time, let's be real, it's raining outside, it's wet, it's cold, I've got a guide dog, do I want to be trying to walk around with really massive high heels on? No, quite frankly I don't. So I got these, they feel really comfortable, and I'm really excited to wear them just because they look really smart and they'll go with a lot of my outfits. So those were the first pair of boots I got. So the next pair of shoes I bought were from boohoo.com because they had a really good deal on. I think it was like 20% student discount at the moment, and they had a really nice pair of burgundy coloured Chelsea boots, which is what I've been looking for ages, and I wanted more of a sturdy heel. I didn't want anything too thin because I don't really like thin heels in the autumn time. So I ended up getting this pair of boots, which I fell in love with. So this is what they look like. They are a Chelsea boot and they have a really nice block heel on them, and they're in this really nice burgundy autumnal colour, and then they have scalloped edging on them as well, which looks really, really cute. And I just really love these. I like the heel, it's not too high for me, it's a really chunky heel as well, so it's going to be really sturdy, and I just think this is a perfect colour to wear for the autumn time, so I can imagine I'm going to get a lot of wear out of these. And I got them for £20 I think they were, which is a really good deal I think, and I really do like Boohoo shoes. I've had them before and they're really comfortable, so I got those. I'm so excited to wear them now it's got to autumn. I'm getting all my berry tones out again. Now the next thing I ended up getting was again online, and it was a pre-order. So I ordered this back in August I think, and I've seen so many people on Instagram have these, and a lot of fashion bloggers as well, and because I'm a fashion blogger I do kind of get sucked into it a little bit, I'm not going to lie. And it's this really huge wicker bag. Now I know wicker bags were all the rage during the... I thought there was a spider in there. It's not, I thought it was a spider. I thought there was a spider in my bag, but it's not.
I thought you was going to throw it at me then.
The company Pirates and Violets make really nice, personalised, good quality wicker bags. Now I know wicker bags was a massive thing during the summer months, but I feel like wicker bags can be worn as well during autumn. I think it's the way you style them, and they're quite rustic as well, I feel. So this is the one I got. It's a really large wicker bag with small handles, and then it's got this grey and white ribbon down the front. On the ribbon I got the initials EKD on it in black. Now I could have just got ED, but that would have stood for Ed, and my name's not Ed, it's Emily, so I rather fancied getting my full initials, because if you didn't know, my second name is actually Kate. It's Emily Kate Davison. The only drawback is it doesn't have any organisers, it doesn't have any kind of closure zips or anything, so I probably will have to buy a bag organiser to put my things in, but I don't really mind that, and I really like the design of it, and that's actually why I bought the grey boots to go with this. But I think it's a really pretty bag, and I just kind of love the simpleness of it, and I just think it looks very editorial with the ribbon on it, so I'm really happy with this, and I can't wait to start wearing it now I finally have it. Next place I went to was Zara, and whenever I go into Zara I literally have to have someone holding me by the scruff of the neck, otherwise I'd literally go in there and buy everything, so I had to restrain myself a lot. I ended up buying 2 things in the end, both of which are green. So the first thing I got from Zara is a dress. Now this dress I fell in love with when I saw it, and it's this beautiful jade green colour. This is a shirt dress, and it has a pleated skirt, which is very on trend at the moment. Pleated skirts are really on trend. Everyone's bringing out pleated skirts in the high street stores at the moment. Now the actual material of this is lace, so the arms are quite sheer, it's quite a sheer material, but then the actual body of the dress does seem to have a little bit of material underneath, so it's got a little bit of under padding, so you're not necessarily going to see all your bits and pieces hanging out, so don't worry about that. And it has a collar at the front as well, it's got buttons down the front, really nice pearl buttons as well. It's got a really elegant vintage-esque feel, might I say, to it. Something about it just reminds me of something from the 1940s or maybe even the 50s. I don't know what it is, it's just the elegance of it, I think, really. But I just think this is a really beautiful dress, and I love the colour as well. I used to hate this sort of green when I was younger. I didn't like wearing it with my red hair, but now that I'm a bit older I actually think this is a really nice colour, and it complements my hair quite well. So I'm really excited to wear this, and I think it will look beautiful during the autumn, but equally I can imagine wearing this at Christmas time because it's that really nice rich green colour. The next thing I got from Zara is a top, and it's in again that same really rich jade green colour, because I've been seeing a lot of this colour in the high street at the moment, and I just thought it looked really pretty. Now this top is quite a sheer material. It's a really beautiful detailed fabric material, and then the sleeves are a little bit more sheer. It's got a rounded neckline which buttons up at the back, and it's a keyhole back as well, and it has really beautiful flowers in colours of red and pink and mustard and blue embroidered on it. And then the actual sleeves are kind of like a bishop sleeve, I guess, because they kind of puff out a little bit, but then they have a cuff here which you can tighten, and then the same for the middle of the arm as well. It's got tassels on them, and you know I love a tassel, I love anything tasseled, and it's a lovely floaty fit as well. It's not really constricting, so it's very bohemian looking, and I just think it's really nice with some black jeans and some high heel boots. Even if you can get maybe some velvet green boots for this time of year, it would look really nice with that. And I just really love it. I love the colour, and I just love how it hangs as well. It's a really nice fit, and it's also got the same flower detailing as it has to the neckline on the actual sleeves as well, which is really pretty. So I just love the colour, and I just love the fit of it as well. So the last place I went to was Primark. Now I ended up getting a big bag, not because I got that much stuff, I don't think anyway, but because it was absolutely pouring it down outside, and I turned to my mum and was like, I'm not going to chance getting a paper bag and going outside and having the bag get so wet that it splits and all of my stuff goes across Bromley High Street. The first thing I got from Primark is this top. Now I saw this when I first walked in and I really loved it. It's this lovely mustard yellow top. It has bell sleeves which has this cutout detailing to them, and then it has the same detailing running down the middle. So it's a shirt, but then it kind of has that really nice hippie bohemian feel with the bell sleeves, and it's also a semi-fit as well, so it's got that nice flattering cut to it as well. But I can imagine this would look really nice with maybe some flared jeans and some little brown Chelsea boots, or even a little brown cord skirt. I think it's a really pretty top, and I think it's a very nice colour for the autumn time. And this one was £12, so I got that, and I really love the colour of it actually. I don't really have much of this kind of yellow, so it will be nice to wear this for the autumn time. The next thing I got from Primark was this jumper, because you know autumn is the time for cosy knits and cosy knitwear, so why not? This is a burnt orange colour. It's like a very dark burnt orange colour, and it's a cable knit, and it's really cosy as well. Sometimes I find with certain knits they can feel a bit itchy as well, and you're like, oh god, no. You can literally just run your hand over it and be like, no, I'm not going to buy that. But this one feels quite soft actually, and this one I got for £10, which I thought for a knitwear piece was quite reasonable because usually they're a lot more than this. So I thought £10 for a cosy jumper for the autumn time, you can't really go wrong. So I'm going to definitely wear this with my Hunter Wellington boots and maybe some gold jewellery. I think it'll look very nice for the autumn time. Whilst I was in Primark, I also invested in a new pair of Chelsea boots because my old pair of Chelsea boots that I bought from Primark had quite frankly seen better days. The heels were all scuffed up and they'd seen one too many walks down to the park, so I was like, no, I need to buy a new pair. So I got these ones, which I actually prefer. Now these are more of a glossy leatherette material, and then they have this section here which is elasticated, and they are a really nice simple boot. They look very kind of glossy and finished, and they look a little bit more high-end than my last pair of boots from Primark. I feel like they've got a lot better recently, Primark have, with their Chelsea boots and their boot collection. I feel like they've put a lot more effort into them, and these ones were £10, and I thought £10 for a pair of boots, you can't really go wrong, because if they get wet, if they get a bit water stained, if they get a bit muddy, you can always go and invest in a new pair. £10 isn't a fortune for boots these days. And for the autumn time, I never want to buy anything really expensive because I know when I'm going out for a walk with a dog or when I'm going to the park, I probably will get them ruined, so I don't like to spend a fortune on them. I also got some new gym jams because whenever I go to Primark, I always seem to go to the pyjama section. Wasn't too impressed with a lot of their pyjamas because they have a lot of really fleecy pyjamas, and even though I love cozy things, I don't like being too hot in bed. I like being able to move about, and I just don't like how constricting they feel, and I don't like the leggings of the pyjamas that Primark have, so I ended up getting a nightie in the end. So this was the one I got. It's a burgundy colour nightie, and then it has a deer on the front, if you can see that. So it's got a little deer embroidered on the front, and I just thought that was really befitting for the autumn time. And I always prefer nighties, even though it's a bit more colder, I can just put on my electric blanket and I just feel a little bit more comfortable. I don't like anything too constricting. I don't really like wearing trousers in bed. I do prefer nighties or shirt nighties as well, just because I can move about a little bit more. So I got that, and that one was for £4.50, so I thought that was a bargain. And then the next thing I got was a pair of slippers. Now these are fox face slippers, which I thought was so cute, and I really needed a new pair of slippers because my old ones were really tatty, and I saw these and just thought they're so autumnal, they're so Instagrammable, I love them. And these ones were for £4. So sticking with the theme of nightwear, I also got this fox face eye mask. Now this was a little bit of an impulse buy because I bought it when I was at the counter. You know when they go to the counter and they have all the little extras like face masks and socks and everything lined up so you can be like, oh, buy this, buy that. Well, they had these there and I just thought it was so cute, and I was just like, this is just so Instagrammable. It is a fleecy material, so I don't know how often I'll wear it, but to be honest, I just thought it was so cute. And sometimes in the night time I like being able to put this on if it's really like still quite bright out. I'm on a main road and sometimes there's all cars going past and the headlights appear on the wall and it's quite annoying, so I do like having an eye mask, and I just thought this was so cute, and that was for £2.50, and it's just like, it's just so autumnal. I love it. It's, oh, look how cute it is. I love it. Love foxes, as you probably can tell. Next thing I got was a hat because it's getting colder and bonfire night's coming up, and I always like getting tea cozy hats, as I call them. I just think they look like a tea cozy because they're a really chunky knit hat and they've always got this big pom-pom on them, but I just think they're so cute. And this one's in this really nice light pink colour. It's very soft and the pom-pom is in the same sort of colour, and this one was for £3, and I just love how it looks. Just like, it's just so cute. It's just, oh look, I don't know if you can see it, but ooh, I'm definitely going to wear this on bonfire night with my bomber jacket that I've actually got. It's just, I think it's just so sweet, and it'll keep my head all nice and toasty, which is, you know, great for the autumn time. I love wearing all loads of chunky knits during autumn. It's just my thing. That and hot chocolates is just, to me, the essence of autumn. I also got some new tights. I got 3 pairs of the 80 denier tights, and they're the opaque ones, I believe. And I'm always going through tights because of work. I work at Lush and we have to wear all black and white, so I'm always having to buy new pairs of tights just because I'm always getting them dirty or whatever. They were £3.50 and I just needed a few pairs, so I got those as well. Whilst I was in Primark, I also made the obligatory purchase of a few pairs of their nail sets, their false nails, because I really like them. They're easy to put on, and if you don't want to have to do a manicure on your nails or paint them for ages, you can just pop these on and they're great. They're £1 each and they're a bargain really, so I got the round tip French manicure set just because I prefer them, and I find lately with Primark they have a lot of the really sharp stiletto nails and I don't like them because I have to type, and I can't type with those nails. You know, you try typing with those nails, they're horrible. Like, it's really hard to actually do anything with those nails. They're really, really difficult to work with. So I prefer these ones because they're round, they're easy to put on, and they're not going to make it difficult for me to type or anything. I also got a set of small hair grips for £1, and I just thought these ones are better because they're smaller, so they're not going to dig into your scalp, especially when you're doing small braids and you need something a little bit more smaller to fasten them in place. The next thing I got was again another impulse buy at the till. Again, Primark tempted me with their selection of face masks from Montagne Jeunesse, and this is one of their new face masks, and it's the pumpkin pie sauna mask, and it says it's gently warming for a radiant glow. And to be honest, I just bought it because it said it was pumpkin themed, and it's autumn, pumpkins, hello, and it was 90p, so I was like, well, okay, Primark, if you insist, I'll buy it. Now the next few things I have from Primark are all home related, so if you're a homeware person you might like this. The first thing I got is a succulent in a jar. Now this is like a cacti, I think, and it has pebbles at the bottom, but I just thought this was really pretty, and to be honest, if I had real plants I probably would kill them, so I wouldn't even dare having real plants in my house. And this one is great because it's fake, so you're not going to kill anything, and this one was for £4, but I just thought that would look really nice with my copper basket or even on my desk, and it's adding a little bit of greenery into my room, but it's doing it in a way where I'm not actually going to kill any plants in the process. Next thing I got was this geometric shape rose gold / copper trinket tray. Now I got this because I do take a lot of pictures of products, especially makeup, for my Instagram, and I like having different backdrops to put things on, so I got this just because I thought it would look really nice for my lipsticks and also putting things like my jewellery on, and I just like the sort of design of it, and that was for £5, so I was like, well, you can't really go wrong with that. I'll be able to use it for lots of different things. The next thing I got was another artificial plant, and this is a succulent, I believe. I got this one because it's a really nice burgundy reddish colour leaf, and I thought for the autumn time it would look quite nice, and this one was for £2.50. so again, I thought when I'm doing pictures and things it looks quite nice to have some plants, or even if they are fake or synthetic or artificial plants, whatever you want to call them. They're fake at the end of the day, they're fake plants, okay, they're not real. Whatever you want to call them, fake, artificial, synthetic, it's no odds to me, they're fake, okay? Faux, whatever, you know, whatever you want to call them. At the end of the day, having some greenery in a shot for Instagram always looks nice, so I got that just because I thought it would be nice for the autumn time because of the colour scheme of it. And then I also got some new fairy lights, and I feel like one thing about bloggers is that we absolutely spew fairy lights. I think we've got fairy lights in every single corner of our home / room / habitat, wherever we reside. There will be fairy lights. I've got fairy lights on my bed, fairy lights on my dressing table, fairy lights here, 2 sets actually, fairy lights on my shelves, I've got them everywhere, so clearly I didn't need any more fairy lights, but I was like, I'm going to buy more fairy lights. These ones are rose gold / copper feather lights, and they were for £4, but I just really like the look of these because they're feather lights, they're quite bohemian looking, they look nice with all my little props. I'm doing my little Instagram pictures with my lipsticks, you know how it is, Instagrammers. You go into Primark, you go to the home section and you get new fairy lights. So I got those and I just thought they were really pretty, and I just think for the autumn time, because they're copper rose gold, they'll look quite nice as well. We also got some chocolate, some pumpkin Halloween chocolate they had in Primark. I think they were £1, so I was like, well, you know what, let's get some chocolates. I end with chocolate. What better way to end? So that sums up my absolutely massive autumn haul. I definitely don't need to go shopping for a very, 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 very long time. So if you see me in a shop, please drag me out and save me and my bag balance before I go mad in there. That would be very much appreciated, thank you. So that's it for today. Really hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!